Hello. Thank you and welcome. I really appreciate the fact that you're here. You are in the right place because if you leave, you're going to probably miss something that you do not want to miss. Stick with us. I'm not kidding you. It's going to be a great show. Yes, this is the Get to Know broadcast. And we are talking with the LWN Live with Nature Foundations. That happens to be me. And you might have seen the previous broadcast where I showed the 2020 vision. Um, yeah, I have to have glasses. I'm not talking my eyesight. I'm talking about my mind sight. Okay. Um, and I got kind of like surprised here, but this is, of course, the influential leadership series. Yeah, these guys, absolutely. Um, and we bring the greatest broadcasts. I've had so many guests on. I mean, I'm a restart here. I am doing that. And so, yeah, you're seeing what is season 1, episode 5. Oh my God. No. Yes, because that's what I decided to just start numbering them. Makes it easier to keep track of. No, I've done hundreds. I probably have 500 videos on YouTube already. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. But you are watching the Get to Know broadcast. It is brought to you by LWN Media Productions on behalf of the LWN Live with Nature Foundation. We are a registered 501c3 here in Sarasota and registered with the state, with the Sunbiz Corporation, where you need to be legally registered. We also have a New Life Referral Center that's registered also under the LWN Live with Nature Foundation. You might wonder, where did I get this Live with Nature thing? Or you can call it Live with Nature. You can, because you know what? It is about living in nature. And that's where this all started, was years ago. I'm thinking like 6, maybe 7 years ago. I started doing sunrise videos. I think I did a video the other night because I lost all my social media accounts because I didn't have my phone that I lost, and that had my 2-step on it. So guess what? No 2-step, no social media sites anymore. So guess what? I started over. But you know what? I'm okay starting over. Why not? I almost gave up, you might recall. Almost gave up a year ago. Um, yeah, I take it seriously because you know what? I was just over it. I took a break for a couple years because I was doing 3 regular shows on the E360 TV network. Um, the first one was the Get to Know broadcast, just like this one. And then we made it Town Hall Get to Know. And I realized, well, there's a town hall, but you're all in different places all around the world. And that's beautiful. And I appreciate that. I think I'm blessed because I have so many people from all over the world, friends all over the world. As a matter of fact, I got to just shout out Nick Ronalds. Going through things today, and guess what? I came across his name. This one, because this book right here, How to Stop Racism. Ooh, yeah, it's a tough subject, isn't it? Especially these days. But Nick, he's the guy in the middle here. Nick, yeah, I know him through the Mental Health Warriors group. Um, and it's such a great show. It deals with mental health, and they're there to help people. And that's Adam Duvall, and I love Adam. I met Adam in a course where we were learning how to write. um, and so it was a writing course, and I've gone from that writing course. I've been published. Yeah, well, I was published in this, which was cool, because Kate asked me to be on it, and so I wrote a review about this. And so yeah, it was a challenge. But you know what I've also found? If you don't challenge yourself, you'll never move any further. And complacency was a very bad thing for me because when I was complacent to drink, I was complacent to drug, I was complacent to be not completely homeless because I was, but I created all that stuff, and I take responsibility for that. And where I am today is the LWN Live with Nature Foundation that started because I did sunrise videos. I knew Adam. He did an interview with me. There's a guy that didn't want in the spectrum of autism, did not want to be, didn't like to be around people. Now he's got his own TV show. Congratulations, Adam. I mean, wow. And I brought him on the show. And here he is today. And it's like, cool, brother. And I know I just like out of words, right? No. So Nick, he's on the show on a regular basis, and several other guest hosts and new hosts and doctors and just get information. Because I am an advocate for mental health. Absolutely. I'm also for the homeless because I was homeless and I know what it's like to be homeless. Um, I say I like camping. Thanks, Dad. I love camping. He taught me how to camp, but I didn't want to make it a lifestyle. I chose not to, but I started getting complacent, and that just means trouble for me, folks. And so, if you're complacent, I'm going to suggest you don't be complacent unless you really like your life the way it is. If you like your life the way it is, then you're okay, brother. It's all good with me. Because you know what? Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and their own choices. And I tell you, I'm not as young as I used to be, but what I am is this: I'm getting healthier. I'm learning every day because I allow myself to learn every day. And that learning process, wow, it's phenomenal. I mean, I'm learning so darn much that it is great. I'm super proud of Adam Duvall because he's got his own show and he is an advocate to help people that have mental health issues. Now, I help people with mental health issues. They said I had a mental health issue, and I said, no kidding, I was the drunk. Who doesn't when you're like doing drugs and alcohol excessively at times? I did. Yeah, you're going to get diagnosed, and I was with what? I can't even remember. Bipolar, mild bipolar. Oh, well, sure. Why not? Because, I was a drunk. So was I thinking straight? Well, I thought I was thinking straight, but I wasn't. And I know that now because I am sober, completely sober, 100%. And it's so good. I love it. I love my life now. And I love the fact that I took the initiative to have the LWN Foundation. I am so excited because we are moving to the next step. And I'm moving to the next step with the special guest that I referred to earlier. And that is Dr. Jenny. And you might recall when I talked about having previous shows, yeah, I did. The Ask Dr. Jenny show, Health and Wellness Wednesday, talked about healthcare. Those were fantastic shows. She is a very busy person. I do want to do this. I need to pop this up. She is so popular. I want to pop this up. It's going to block me out a little bit, but it's cool. She is the top leadership, global impactor for healthcare in 2023. She's also beautiful, and she's smart, and she's a chemist, and so she makes all her own stuff. And you know what? We might just be blessed because she is a busy person, but she's probably going to be here tonight. So I was talking about the fact that, yes, the LWN Foundation is going to the next step, and that is with Dr. Jenny. She's been my friend for many years, and we've talked about a lot of stuff. And because she is a supporter of what I'm trying to do, and I've been helping homeless, and I've been helping people with mental health. I've been in the Chemo Buddies for Life for at least 4 or 5 years because I support the cancer community. I've been an advocate against human trafficking. We had two-hour shows on that. It was awesome. So I just touched the surface, I tell you. And the future is so bright because I am going to bring in Dr. Jenny as a medical advisory director, the head of the medical advisory board for the LWN Foundation. And she is going to be a board member. She is going to help us. We are going to start doing regular broadcasts I do two in a week, two every week, Mondays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is not just a social media thing, folks. This is real TV. I am broadcasting to Facebook, and I appreciate your opportunity to share this with you. And I am going to put it back up on X. I just was trying to do that earlier. It's like, they want money. So does LinkedIn. But it is on YouTube. That's where all my videos are, even though I don't have control of like 3 of the channels, the LWN Foundation, the Stephen Smith SRQ, and the LWN _ Live with Nature. But altogether, there's probably total 500 now because I've got videos, 500 videos that I've done. And I've probably done over 1,000 because those are just like the main ones that I did. But I'm not into the numbers. That doesn't make my day, folks. I'm into helping people. You've heard me say before, I am a servant. I'm a servant of the community. I am a man of God. I believe in God. If you don't believe in God, that's okay by me. Because you know what? I just say you need to probably believe in something higher than yourself. That's what I was taught in AA. Believe in something higher than yourself. And when you have a belief in something else, that gives you the reason to want to live, hopefully. I mean, I've lost very close friends, relatives to cancer, to drugs, overdose. And it's sad. And if you're doing drugs, if you happen to be doing drugs, I'm just going to ask you, please think about it. Because even though you think you got it going on, you don't have it going on, I'm telling you, because I've been there and I've done that. And I thought I had it going on, but I didn't. And I had to get sober to know that it's okay to have done those things. That doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes poor choices. So when you make good choices, you can start enjoying your everyday life. And I've asked the last couple of shows, who said that? Does anybody know? I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. All right. That's Joyce Myers. She's an evangelist. Joyce Meyer Ministries. I thought she was like a regular minister at a regular church at first because I've been watching it for many years. And no, she's just a minister. She's a woman of God. She was she was abused by, and she doesn't have a problem saying it. I'm transparent. I don't have a problem telling people my mistakes, my poor choices. She doesn't either. But she believes in sharing the Lord's word. And that's what's so incredible. And I decided, you know what? If you don't like what I say, then you can either listen or you can go somewhere else and do the next best thing. But Joyce, her motto is enjoying everyday life. So I do try it, and I have been enjoying every single day of my life, and lately, and it's good, and I like it. And I see that we have a couple of viewers on there. We have Carolyn Brown. I love Carolyn Brown, by the way. She is a chemo buddy. Well, she's a major, important, integral part of the Chemo Buddies for Life community. And she's from Canada. Well, I love Canada, right? I'm from Canada. I'm from Ontario, Kitchener originally. Um, Great place. Maybe not so great politics, but great place. So, thank you, Caroline. Good evening. I hope you're really doing well. Bless you. And she's going to be in our show, folks. She's really dynamic, really, really super dynamic. And I'm going to have her on the show. I'm working on it. I got a lot of people that are lined up, and then schedules changing. Okay. I'm trying to figure it all out. But you know what? I'm the only one trying to figure it out. And that's why I'm going to bring in someone like Dr. Jenny, because she knows about the healthcare. And I want more help. I do. I need volunteers. That's what I need. I need not only volunteers. Let me just bring this up. I got a banner I want to run, because you know what? The LWN Foundation needs volunteers. We need you. We need you to help. You can volunteer. I'm looking for a social service coordinator right now, because we need one. We need support staff, security guards, housekeeping, social media help, people that can do the back end of this stuff. Because a very good friend, although we're not so close anymore, but she was very instrumental in my life. And I'm just not going to say her name because I don't think it's important, but she inspired me so much. And that's what was so awesome. Monica Gonzalez. Okay. I love that woman. She was really awesome. I studied with her for a year. I was her mentee. We kind of mentored each other. And she was so smart and gave me so many interesting things. Where is that? Right here. Wow. She made me read this, The Magic, which is the second book. This was Rhonda Byrne. Because the original, I was so involved in that. About what? Well, transformation. I'm gonna law of attraction, and so like excited about it that I actually, I was coming through rehab. Maybe it was after rehab, but because of that, see, I was volunteering, doing AA stuff, and I said, you need to look at this program, this law of attraction stuff. And they had to look through it and then decide, well, do we do this? Oh, well, okay, it's not religious. Oh, yeah, it's spiritual. And it's all about the thinking and doing the dream boards. And I've done that stuff. I still haven't manifested it all yet, but I'm working on it, folks. What I realized is this, and I got a couple clips I do want to play. It doesn't happen overnight. Transformational change does not happen like tomorrow you wake up and your whole life's different. It's not like that. That's what I found. If it is, then yeah, hats off to you on that one. Good job, right? Took me a long time, and what it took me was this. And interestingly enough, I think a lot of the things that I've shared in the past are divinely inspired, because all of the things that I was saying, I'm learning that those are the ways that you need to try and live your life so that you can, Joyce Myers, enjoy your everyday life, right? And it's so much more fun when you enjoy every day. It is. because otherwise it's like, oh my God, this person, oh, that person. I learned, well, inspire people, which I did with that law of attraction. I think I do with these broadcasts, and I bring guests that you can learn and grow from. But what it takes is action, because if you don't do anything about anything, nothing will change. I mean, that's what I learned. It didn't change for me. And then you can become complacent. And then, oh, I'm okay. Everything is good. But it's not really, if you're really honest. And that's what I had to do, was get honest with myself. And when I was honest with myself and started asking myself questions like, is this benefiting you? How are you affecting other people? Could you do better? Started asking all these questions. And I had to look at myself and say, you know what? I was a jerk. I was a jerk to my family. I was a jerk to my kids. Um, Still working on rebuilding those relationships with my children and my grandchildren. But I'm blessed to have kids, and blessed to have the foundation, and blessed to have grandchildren, and blessed to have my mom and dad. Still married, not divorced. I went down the divorce route. I'm not proud of it, but it was the truth. But what I realized is that when I looked at myself and I got to the point where I could look in the mirror, I could say, Steve, I love you, Steve. And I put God first so that you know that I have priority list. Doesn't everybody? My priorities are this: God, number one. God is number one. Nothing comes before that. Then my family. Then my job. Then my second job. And that's this. Because the job was a job with Total Coatings. And I didn't play the commercial yet for you. But that's family. I started that in 2006. And because of my behavior, I lost control of ownership of the business. Now I'm a technician, and that's okay. Because you know what? I'm here for the family, because they needed me to be there, or they were closing their doors after 19 years. Can you imagine? 19-year business. Now I know that you might be thinking, oh my God, well, shit, I lost my business, and I lost this, or I lost that. And I know that. I've been talking about that lately with people, because COVID changed the world. It did. And I think we're learning that a lot of the stuff and the reasons for it and shutdown and all that weren't what we were told or led to believe. And that's kind of difficult to handle. But nonetheless, it's the truth. And so I'm not trying to lose track. I'm trying to keep on track. COVID caused a lot of businesses to go out of business. It changed a lot of people's lives. They lost their jobs. I have family still in Canada, by the way. My aunt's here at the house. I'm blessed. I love Marilyn so much. It's incredible. And I'm so happy that she's here. And I don't know why I went with that, but I love you, Marilyn. I do. She's been a real inspiration in my life, and it's really nice to be around people, because that's what I did a long time ago. Thank you, Evan Carmichael, the YouTube phenom guy. Yeah, 4 million followers or whatever. But yeah, I've seen him go from 1.9 to 4 million followers on YouTube. He taught me a lot about YouTube. But he inspired me to do this show. He inspired me to come up with a name for the Sunrise Daybreakers tribe. He is an educator, and he said you need to surround yourself with the 5 people, or you are like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So I took that as I need new friends because my friends weren't so good. And well, yeah, good time friends. If you like to drink or grog, great friends. Well, I don't anymore, so I don't have them as friends. Um, I surrounded myself with people like Carolyn Brown that you just saw a moment ago. People like Evan Carmichael. People like Tony Robbins. People I read about. Sometimes I fade on the names. Think and Grow Rich. I can't think of his name right this second. But I had the president of that foundation on. I need to reconnect with him. He was a beautiful man. Um, Other influencers. Okay, so then I surrounded myself with people like Narika, whom I'm learning about the NLP, neuro linguistic programming. Guy Berlando. Thank you, Guy, because I met Narika because of him. Now I'm learning about another word is it's not NLP, but it's what I learned in recovery, cognitive behavioral therapy. Well, it's very clinical, whereas NLP is not clinical. It's all about your thinking. What we think, we get. And the Bible tells us this stuff. I was reading in Romans 12:2, I think is what I posted today. And it's so wonderful. And I'm so wonderful that I can't think of it at this moment. But check it out. If you have a Bible, Romans 12, verse 2. So many things going on in my brain, but that's okay. I mentioned you are in the right place because this is the opportunity to learn, to grow, to maybe, yeah, I didn't tell you, get a pen and paper, write down notes, because and you want to stay with me, because if you do leave, you might leave the most important part right at the moment that I say the next most important thing that might resonate with you. And the only reason I do these broadcasts is for me, but I do it for me so that I can help you better. I had to get to know me. That's where I kind of started. I had to love me. And when I loved me, I knew that I could love others more. People like Tamara Hunter. People like Carolyn Brown. People like Kim O'Neill. She was on the show last week. Just met a fantastic guy because of Tamara, Tim Zimmerman. He's going to be on the show on Monday. You've got to come back and watch. He's awesome. I mean, helping coaches learn to be successful for 40 years. It's like, what? Pretty influential. So yeah, he's going to come. Yes, Carolyn, it was Think and Grow Rich, and yes, it was Napoleon Hill. That's what's good about having good friends. People that care about you. And Carolyn, I love you so much because Carolyn cared about me. And that's the reason why I didn't quit doing this, because I was ready to be complacent and say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. And I said, you know what? Well, yeah, I had him on the show, Joshua T. Berglund. Don't quit. And I go back and look at my old videos. It's like I'm telling people, yeah, don't quit. I was ready to quit. Well, you know what that tells me? It tells me that if you don't become consistent with a routine of a healthy routine, that I think, me personally, the devil will tempt us And when he tempts us, if we are weak, we will go with what we think is the next right thing, which is not always a good choice. If we mess up, he's very happy. It makes him great. He's in good shape there. But see, I've said it before. I put Jesus. I said God's number one. Jesus as the example for my life. And so that's what I've been working on, is try to be more like Jesus and do the things that Jesus wants or did, not once, did. It's in the Bible. And I'm learning more about that. And yet I've been doing religion and spirituality, thinking how, let's just say 50-50. Because I was born and raised a Catholic. I was an altar boy. I was in Catholic school, but I'm not Catholic anymore. I'm spiritual. I believe in God as my higher power, and I believe that God inspires me to do what I'm doing. I know that he wants me to be a servant of the community. That's what Jesus did. That's what the disciples did. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what my friends are doing. Because amazingly, the people that watch and listen and are my friends today are the people that are doing the right things. People like Caroline. I love you so much, Caroline. I truly do. Thank you. And I love you too. So I was telling you, yeah, I quit for a few years, and then I started to come back, almost quit. Joshua Berlin got me back in, and Caroline's going, "Where is this Stephen Smith?" Because I just lost that phone, and I just dropped off the charts, folks. Dropped off the chart. And I was okay with that for a while because I did. I went through some extremely challenging times with my children and then now my grandchild. And I never did another video until these ones for about, I'll just call it 2 years. And it's okay because it is what it is. And I accept my situation for exactly how it is. And you've heard me say that acceptance is the best answer, because acceptance, that's what AA taught me. Page 417 of the big book. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I have a problem with a person, place, thing, or situation, it's because I'm losing my track, because I think that they were wrong. And what I had to realize is that it wasn't them that was wrong. It was me. And so I had to humble myself. And thank you to my mom and my dad, who just put it in my brain when I was young about humility and how important that was. And I'm so blessed. I mean, beyond blessed to, okay, looking where I got this banner. Beyond blessed to have some, I don't like to talk like I'm humble. Well, no, I just try and be humble. Only because my parents taught me that, because my parents taught me the right things. And because of that, I think I'm a good person today. Did I make a ton of mistakes, folks? Absolutely. Did I disappoint a lot of people? Yeah, I did. Can I change any of it? No. Can I change the future? Well, possible. But you know what I have is today. Today is the present, and it's called that because it's a gift. God is within us all, and we have the ability to do anything that we choose to do. And when we take action on the thought, because it's just a thought, thoughts are thoughts. They're nothing until you do something with them. So when you start acting on that thought, then you have to start working through the process. What do I need to do next? Um, and I had to learn, guess what? When you make a mistake, I always thought, oh, well, I just said this with Marilyn, my aunt. You take 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I said, no. Like me, it was like 10 steps back. Um, but that's not really the case. Every failure was the opportunity for me to learn. And for so long, I did not learn. I kept on making the same choice over, and over, expecting this different result, and it never happened. And then I had to go, whoa, that's one of the questions. You did the same thing over and over, Steve. What was different? Nothing was different until I changed something. That's when it started to get different for me. And so I would implore you that if there's something in your life that you're not really happy with, reach out to somebody. Reach out to a healthcare provider if that's what you need. You can reach out to me. I don't know everything. I don't. But what I do know is a bunch of people that can help. Um, if we're lucky and blessed, Dr. Jenny will be with us. But that's not the important factor right this minute. What's important is you, and that you can change your life. And transformational change starts within yourself. And when you love yourself and you start doing healthy routines and you start taking care of your body, and um, and I've done those things, and I don't do things really lightly because I particularly endorse products like Total Coatings, like Sealy by Design, which is a nutritional. I don't just do that because I do that because I believe in it. I've, and I've always done that in my career. Do things that I enjoy and that I believe in and that I know it's the truth and not a lie. Because I only lied about a few things, and those were drugs and alcohol. And I could be falling down drunk, and you'd ask me, "Are you drunk?" And I'd say, "No, I'm not drunk." Thought I fooled somebody, but I only fooled myself. Um, and that's what happens. You think you're fooling somebody, but you're not. Because when you're sober and you have a relationship with a higher power, I'll say, mine's God, um, your life will change. Um, it will. Um, so I'm gonna do this. I am wow, 38 minutes. I can't believe I was talking that long. Um, I'm gonna go with comments first. Tom Frizzell. I love Tom. Tom's going to be on the show. I'm not supposed to say anything about it, but uh, yeah, he's going to be on another series of show. How's that? Um, he agrees with Caroline. Her mantra is, "I never see failure as a failure, merely a learning experience." And Carolyn's saying, "Yeah, mistakes are learning curves. When you make them a learning curve. If you don't make it a learning curve, then it's well, they call it insanity." And so call me insane because I was. But it's not a failure anymore. It was the opportunity to learn, and it took me a long time. You might recall I said, this isn't an overnight change thing. Don't don't think that. Just know that there are people that want to help you. I want to help you. All the people that are watching that I know of, Tom wants to help you. Carolyn wants to help you. Tamara wants to help you. Evan wants to help you. Um, Tony Robbins wants to help you. Narika wants to help you. I mean, I can go on and on. Um, of the people that some of them I just kind of know, others I know personally. People like Guy Berlando. Um, yes, we all want to help people. And when you run into people like that, surround yourself with the kind of people you want to be like, your life will change because they will help to influence you in the positive manner that you want. Um, all right, let's start with this. I want to start. I don't even need to play a commercial right this second. I just don't. Um, I want to play this. I did this 2021, I think it was. I had Shemaine Nugent. Shemaine Nugent is, yes, Ted Nugent's wife. Was on my show. I was blessed. She went through a terrible thing with mold in her house, and a lot of people might be suffering with that. And so we did this clip. I pulled this clip from that broadcast years ago that I played on E360 again recently. Listen to this.
And I had two choices. Go to the Mayo Clinic and be given more drugs, which would cover the symptoms, cover the problem, or basically detoxify my body, which is what I did. And now I'm on a mission from God to share my healthy journey with people, because the human body has an amazing ability to heal, and I'm living proof. And I just want to help people get healthy.
I mean, that was just so awesome. And you know what? I am like beyond blessed here because I do have our co-host. We have Dr. Jenny with us. I got to bring her on right now because it's like so exciting. I got more clips for you folks, though. Dr. Jenny, you are live. I'm sorry.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
How
Thank
are
you
you?
so much.
I can't see
I know you
myself.
were working. I
Mhm.
know that. But I've been kind
Yeah.
of like doing some other stuff here in the meantime. But this whole tonight is about the LWN Live with Nature Foundation. That's what it
Mhm.
is. Um, I'm
You have
so
some guests.
happy
Yeah. Did you have some guests tonight?
I have you.
Well, I'm glad
I have
you
some
get
guests.
to
I have some
the next 20.
viewers that have been watching, and I've been interacting with them. But I've been talking about, my story. I've been talking about. Um, I haven't got to a lot, but I did want to share about the LWN. And now that you're here, I can
Mhm.
because I'm really excited about our future together. I mean, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. I announced that everybody's like, I'm putting her on. She's gonna be she's gonna be a partner, and you're gonna be the director of the healthcare division. What did I even call it? Um, the chief medical director.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Sorry about that, folks.
Yep.
And so I'm so pleased about that. And I talked about we did the Ask Dr. Jenny show in the past, and it was real positive. You're so smart, and I know you're so busy, and I'm so blessed that you're here. Thank you.
You're
Now
sweet.
you can talk, okay?
You're so sweet. What did you talk about today?
Wow. So I'm trying to think of where I was. I was talking about choices, about how transformational change is important and how I made my transformational change, and I've been working on it for a long time now. I had been mentioning enjoying your everyday life. Well, I want people to enjoy their everyday life, and I kept on asking, um, "Do you know the viewer know who that is? Because it's not mine; it's someone else's." And I was using so I two or three broadcasts. I said, "Do you know who it is?" It was Joyce Meyer Ministries,
Mm.
and I love Joyce Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
So I just talked about my spirituality and that God's first in my life, that I've made a lot of mistakes. I talked about a bunch of stuff, I guess, already. Um, about the foundation, how, my job is a servant to the community,
Mm-hmm.
that God's first, my family second, my job is third, and that happens to be Total Coatings, but
Mm-hmm.
um, it's the company I started in 2006. And so family and job come together there. And then
Yeah.
under that is the LWN, which at some point I'm going to get freed up from total coatings and I'll be able to fully focus on the LWN.
But you're enjoying life, right?
I am enjoying my everyday life. There was a point where I wasn't.
Present,
And
the portal of joy.
I am so blessed. And I just know that. I talked about people should consider surrounding themselves with the people that they want to be like, and how I'd surrounded myself. Well, they were good time friends. Yeah, if I'm drinking or drugging, it was good old time. But it wasn't, it seemed like it was a good time, but it wasn't a good time. And how I realize now when I'm sober that putting the priorities together have just transformed my life. And I'm so blessed for that. I'm blessed to have you here. The fact that you want to be a part of the foundation is fantastic. I think I was running the I need help. We need volunteers. We do. We need, and let me just put that banner up because we do. We need the LWN needs the volunteers. We need people that are social service coordinators. We need the medical support staffing. We need security guards because we're planning to have a place, a safe house. We need social media assistants. There's a bunch of things I didn't even put in here that we need because I talked about Monica Gonzalez and how she inspired me because I was, although I didn't finish that story, I was wearing 15 hats and I hadn't even put on a fundraiser hat yet. It's like, well, and she goes, well, how much can you do? And I realized, you know what? I'm just doing too much.
Yeah. Well, when you're chosen, you have a big calling.
And you
And
know
a lot
what?
of responsibility. And then you have to steward your calling, right?
Yes, you do.
Put it together. It's a business.
It is a business. And you know what? And that's what I just said to my aunt who happens to be in town from Canada. And I said, my mom's going, you didn't sleep very much last night. And it's like, because I get up early every morning. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of sleep. I started figuring it out. It's like 4 or 5 hours or something. But I know that I have to put in the extra hours because that's what it's going to take. And that's what I have to do right now. And I'm okay with that. Yes, everyday life is okay. Even though I spend 18, 20 hours a day doing it. I wake up, I feel refreshed. I care about my health, care about my routines. Things are good, Dr. Jenny.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm
am.
proud of you too. By the way, all right, let me just do this. I already told everybody a little bit about you. It's going to block us out. Let's see, where am I at here? I'm right here.
I love those
Yes.
topics.
Huh?
I said, I love those topics you discussed today on how to truly enjoy life.
That's really what it was about. It might have been about the LWN, but that is the LWN, how people can enjoy their life.
Yeah. And that's what the LWN is all about, is helping to ground people, their spirituality, helping, to be present. And a lot of people in society, most, right? They're not fully present to enjoy life. So they're haunted by their past, or they're, hijacked by an imagined future. Joy can't grow if you don't have, it just can't grow in the soil of regret and anxiety.
Well, one of the things that I talked about was how I had to start looking at myself and, doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting this different result, which never happened. So I had to look at myself so that I could get to the point where I could look in the mirror and say that I love you, Stephen, and love myself so that I could love people genuinely. that was part of it. I did tell people about just two of your accomplishments, which there's like, you'd probably write a book. I'm kidding. But this one here is going to block us out. But you know what? This is awesome. You were the #1 global impact healthcare leader for 2023 and 2019. And that's just one of the many, many things that you do. And you are making such a major impact in the world. That's what we are going to do with the LWN. And
we need to be the change that we want to see happening in our society.
Right.
We want to help people heal from trauma, help people learn how to forgive and to love the parts that they were taught to hide. Right?
Right. Because I was talking about humility and how that played a role in my upbringing when I was a kid. And thank you to my parents for that, because I had this little sign that said, "I'm humble," is what it said on it. And I'm not trying to act like I'm humble. I said that too. But it taught me that humility is an important factor. Because it is not all about me. When it's all about me, the other person's being ignored. So when I put it about the other person first, and I loved myself, and so I'm doing it genuinely, I felt that was a much better position to come from. It was more authentic. And I've always believed, thank you, Mom and Dad, honesty, integrity, those things that they taught me. Because, I mean, not everybody has an enjoyable everyday life. And I get that. And so from that aspect, I am very blessed. But I made my own fair share of mistakes. And my mistakes aren't as bad as the next guy, We're almost out of time. It's amazing.
You were made to be creative. You were made to serve, to give, to transform. Pleasure without purpose fades.
Pleasure without purpose, right? And I do have a purpose, and that is to be a servant. And my particular job, I mean, you can do anything you want and serve truly, and you need to be honored for that. And you just also remember to have to thank yourself for the little things.
Yeah.
They all count. All right. I just wanted to, this is where I want to go with this next one. I'm just going to play a quick 59-second clip from Guy Berlando, who, was a Navy pilot, and worked for Southwest Airlines as a pilot, and then got into the Sealy by Design. And but he wrote a book. Right here. It's really awesome. So here we go. And the point is, it's about reconnecting with your authentic self. Yeah.
I think there's no greater service to give back as a way of giving back than to help another person elevate their growth in the process of their living. And that's kind of what this book does. It's called Discovering Your Authentic Truth. And it's a book on communication. But it's really about when we get disconnected from who we are. We're born in love, and then life happens. And we have this trial, and this thing happens, and the bullying as you're growing up through, school or whatnot. And you have all these challenges. Maybe it's a divorce, maybe it's substance abuse, whatever it is. And you get disconnected from who you truly are, that deep core I am. And what the book is addressing is it's not your fault necessarily, but at some point it's time to take charge of your life. And the book will give you guiding steps on how to be able to do that and reconnect with your authentic self.
Really awesome. He's such a great guy.
Very inspiring.
Very inspiring. Well, he's master NLP. He's the
Mhm.
guy that got me into NLP. And then I met Narika as a result of that. So yeah, that's just one of the things I'm just trying to work on learning, because I still can learn and I can still grow. I'm going to
Mhm.
quickly run off because we do want to tell you
Every
guys. I just want to send. We'll be right back, folks. How's that?
We let our bathtub go too long. It had rust in it. It had deep pitting in it. There were chips. I, quite frankly, thought it was unrepairable.
Total Coatings is a family-owned and operated bathtub and shower refinishing company. We've been around since 2006, but we use a exclusive non-toxic porcelain coating that was developed over 60 years ago by a franchise in California. So the product is very well established. We refinish bathtubs, showers, wall tile, countertops, and even sinks. Customers want to know what makes our product different, and that's, of course, the exclusive non-toxic porcelain. We also don't acid etch the surface, so you don't have to leave your home because of noxious fumes.
I was completely and utterly shocked. It looked like a brand new bathtub. I would recommend Total Coatings to anybody.
Oh, right. So we're back. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that took time to come and join us. Remember to join us, of course, Monday, 7 p.m. for Tim Zimmerman. Very dynamic gentleman. And Dale Carnegie leader. Yeah, he's really, really awesome. He was on the recent show that I was on. So yeah, just do come back. Thank you, Dr. Jenny.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Stephen.
You're awesome. Well,
Nice.
and we will be back with Dr. Jenny again, too, because we're looking forward to bringing this broadcast, helping you learn and grow and become a better person. And we want you to know that we love you. Be blessed. Have a good weekend, right? And we'll see you Monday.
Monday. See you Monday.
There we go.